Last spring, the shift to remote work appeared to be one of the few bright spots in a landscape of sorrow and fear. The state was a few months into sheltering in place, and if you weren't an essential worker or unemployed, you were told to work at home. 3 of California's thorniest challenges are housing, transportation and the environment. Remote work seems like the magical solution to all of them. With fewer people commuting, there was less traffic and fewer tailpipe emissions. Untethered to an office and a daily commute, employees could move further from their jobs to cheaper homes. Plus, analyses showed workers were just as productive at home, and the shift allowed caregivers, more often than not women, to keep working and earning during the pandemic when schools and daycare providers shut down. Remote work appeared to be a win-win-win. As time passed and the pandemic dragged on, some of the shine came off remote work. Yes, there was still a glorious freedom in being able to work in pajamas and avoid the hustle of reporting to the office every day. But some surveys have found that workers kept up the pace by putting in more hours on the job, including evenings and weekends. When the line between home and work blurred, people tended to work more rather than less, leading to burnout. Younger, less experienced employees felt disconnected from their virtual colleagues and bosses. For every news article extolling the benefits of remote work, there was another praising the perks of the office. Not surprisingly, then, employees overwhelmingly say they want a hybrid schedule with some days at home and some days at the office. But what they're really saying is that they want the flexibility and freedom to choose where they do their jobs. Of course, it makes sense. Every worker is an individual with his or her own needs and work habits. That fact, however, has largely been ignored by the vast majority of employers. Until now. The pandemic radically infused the white-collar working world with enormous flexibility. Let's be clear, this is largely an option for a segment of the workforce. Employees who perform hands-on jobs or must physically show up for work largely did not have this option. Still, remote work is now a proven concept for many jobs, including many that seemed impossible to shift to telework before. Based on the pandemic experience, it is estimated that 1 in 3 workers could do their jobs entirely from home. A larger portion of the workforce could do some of the job remotely if we, the users of services, are willing to incorporate more virtual medicine, education and other activities into our lives. The real question is whether employers and society at large will evolve and allow employees to continue to work remotely at least some of the time. Or will the working world snap back to life pre-pandemic and pro-office? Given the history of telecommuting in the US, the outlook is not promising without some intervention.